You're watching E.T.N, where we don't do news, we just talk entertainment. Share and subscribe.
Hey guys, welcome to Entertainment Talk Nation. This is Rob. This video, we're going to do our review and discussion and take a look at some photos from the Star Wars The Force Awakens trailer. Yes. Now, I know a lot of you guys have been asking when I was going to do this, things like that. And, hey, better late than never. It was a very, very good trailer. I enjoyed it thoroughly. And let's take a look at some stills, man, because let me tell you, there was some great visuals in this trailer, considering that this movie is basically 8 months away. The first one, let's take a look at this one. This one is one of my favorites right off the bat, is the Star Destroyer in the sand. And I can only assume that that's Tatooine. And obviously we see on the lower left, we see the X-Wing. So, you know, when we think back to Jedi, we know that a lot of these Star Destroyers went down probably on Endor, or obviously the Super Star Destroyer crashed into the Death Star. So this only tells me that even though that battle was won, it probably was the battle that turned the tide. There was probably many more battles after that. So, but yeah, that first picture is definitely was a great shot. Really enjoyed it. And the next one was interesting as well. This one here that I pulled up just now, this obviously, to me at least, this has to be Luke. The cloak that he's wearing is very reminiscent of the one he wore in Jedi, the black one. Obviously, the metallic hand, he's with R2. So this is a nice shot of what I believe to be Luke, and I'm sure a lot of people believe that as well, with R2. And just another great shot. You know, so, and just a lot of great things in this trailer. This shot here, the X-Wings going across the water. And what makes this one so good is, you know, when we've seen the X-Wings in the other movies, they've always been in space. You know, obviously we've seen Luke land his X-Wing on, I can't remember Yoda's planet, but you know which planet I'm referring to. Obviously we saw that there. But very seldom did we get to see the X-Wings, or at all, as far as I can remember, get to see the X-Wing fighters, you know, in just basically flying around on a planet. We've always seen them in space. So this is a great shot of them just going over the water. And I really enjoyed that one. And, you know, this other shot here, you know, now we get to start seeing the, you know, the bad guys, you know, and over here we get a good shot of that very controversial, the very controversial Sith lightsaber with the hilt, which I still really love the design. It's very different. And, you know, it would be cool and somewhat amazing if that weapon kind of, you know, the two ends expand and then another saber comes out the bottom and becomes like a cross saber. That would be cool to see that. I don't know how he would wield that without cutting himself, but nonetheless, I'm sure they could work it out somehow. And obviously this more likely is the main villain in the movie. So it's going to be exciting to see him and how his skills are. And, of course, over here, we get to see the new stormtroopers. Really love this shot. Really love this shot. They're on a snowy planet, you know, could be Hoth, could be any other planet. But very nice shot here of the stormtroopers in front of the Imperial banner. Now there's someone there in the distant, standing tall. We don't quite know who that is yet, but I'm sure we'll find out. And over here to the left, I thought it was cool. If you look at the left, the TIE fighters have like white panels now on the ship. Now I don't know if that's going to have any significance, but pretty interesting that they've pretty much upgraded a lot of the designs for this new movie. And it's going to be interesting to see. So, and you know, again, this is another shot here I thought was interesting. The Chrome Trooper. And me and Xander, if you listened to the podcast earlier, we were talking about this because we're curious if this is some sort of special ops trooper that's in the fold. You know, he's got a very significant black cape. You know, the chrome looks really cool. Really interested to see this trooper and how that's going to play out in the movie. See if he has any special abilities or if there's, you know, just what the purpose of this trooper is. Because obviously this is something we've never seen before in the prior Star Wars movies. And over here we got a better shot, another shot of the new Sith Lord, we can only assume. Obviously, there's always a master and an apprentice. Are we seeing the apprentice? Are we seeing the master? I can only assume we're seeing the apprentice. So, but he looks badass nonetheless. And another interesting one that I pulled up here, and this one looks like obviously another infiltration. You know, we've seen this many times. The very first Star Wars, or I should say the fourth, New Hope, we had Han and Luke infiltrate and disguise themselves as stormtroopers. And in this clip, you guys remember this TIE fighter takes off, starts shooting everything up. And here you see that guy flying in the air right there in the center, off to the center right. So, and again, those white panels, which are just interesting. It could just be a design. There's probably nothing to it, but nonetheless, very, very cool. And, you know, it just looks like such an exciting movie. The very, very new popular droid, BB-18, which I accidentally on the podcast called BB-2. I don't know why. But this, I think, is a very cool practical effect. If you guys saw the special clip, this is a real practical effect. This is not CG and stuff like that. They showed this little droid come on stage at the little celebration out in California, and I thought it was just very cool. I'm very excited to see this little droid this movie when it comes out. And, you know, another good shot I liked here, if you see this one, very cool update look on a Star Destroyer. Most interesting is this ship here in the center. I really like that design. Obviously a very important ship, a ship that probably, you know, carries the Sith Lord or the new Emperor, whoever that may be, but very, very cool. And another thing we see here is Vader's mask, I should say. And we had a nice discussion about this on the podcast earlier where, you know, I was kind of saying, I don't think he's going to come back. You know, when it comes to Vader, he's already done his deed. He has brought balance to the Force in Jedi. Everything came full circle. You know, the prophecy said he would bring balance. They never said how long it would take, and they never said it would be easy. Obviously, it was a very tough path to the balancing, but nonetheless, it happened. So I think, you know, if they're going to bring Vader back, I don't feel that it would be appropriate for him to be coming back as a villain, considering he showed up in Jedi as a Jedi ghost and the peace he made with his son. But that doesn't mean that the new Sith Lord and the new Darkseid won't worship him as the Dark Lord. So very interesting to see how his helmet plays out in the movie, or if it's just something that they collect. And then this shot here, I love this shot. You can see in the distance the Millennium Falcon. This was the scene where they're flying towards, where they're being chased by a TIE fighter. And I just love this shot because this looks like another Super Star Destroyer. If you remember the Super Star Destroyers, they had the jet fumes coming out from the left, the right, and the center. And you see the Millennium flying in there. That was just a beautiful scene. And then, of course, what I would consider the money shot, the money shot of the trailer, Han and Chewie. And you look, Han Solo looks good. You know, if they were to dye his hair, and of course they shouldn't because he's supposed to be older, but he looks sharp. He looks good. And Chewie, though, man, this guy must drink from the fountain of youth. This guy doesn't have a gray hair on him. So, and he still got the crossbow. I love that. And he still has that little strap around his chest. I love that. So, it looks good. The movie looks good. I'm very happy with the trailer. It was a wonderful, wonderful experience to watch. And I'm looking forward to this, obviously, like everybody is, come December and Christmas. But anyway, guys, what did you think about the trailer? What were your favorite moments of the trailer? I showed you some of mine. That's it for this review. This is Rob signing off for E.T.N, where we don't do news, we just talk entertainment. Take it easy.
Thank you for watching E.T.N. Don't forget to comment, share, and subscribe. Join the nation's Facebook page to meet other subscribers or visit E.T.N's Facebook page and Twitter page. Links for all are in the description.